Can you commute on the KLX 300? Why don't we take a little ride and talk about it? We'll hit a little freeway, we'll hit a little city, we'll just see how it does. How's it? Is it capable? Why don't we find out? And if you're coming along for the ride with me, maybe you can subscribe. Trying to get monetized, definitely help me out. But let's go for a ride and see how she does. Alright guys, we're back. Here she is. 2025 KLX 300. She is 100% stock except for the Cuba link, lowering link. And this is my wife's bike, that's why it's got a lowering link on it. Although I'm pretty short and around town, I will say that does make it even nicer for me. But it softens the suspension just a little bit. So depending on what you want to use, may or may not want to go that route. Now, is this the bike for you? Maybe. Might just be exactly what you're looking for. But then again, it might be a little limiting. So we're in beautiful Boise, Idaho. Why don't we take a little ride and see. All right. And we're off. She's a beast. Watch out. I did ride this to work this morning, so that was my first time then getting on the freeway, and not gonna lie, I was a little bit on the nervous side. This is the smallest bike I've ever took on the freeway. But, you know, as you'll see, I think she handles it just fine. Might not be the thing you want to do every day, but can it do it? Sure. I want to say I appreciate you guys watching this video. Means a lot. Definitely trying to get this channel monetized, which it's been doing pretty good, so I'm pretty happy. You know, I may not be tall or handsome or rich or smart or funny. But anyways, let's go for a ride. Have a little city section to test out before we hop on the freeway. I know what you're thinking. She's fast. Maybe not, but she get the job done, I guess, you know. I will say something about Kawasaki's, and maybe it's just when they're stock, they just always, at least like my daughter's little KLX, even the Eliminator when it was new, and had a little Z400 for a while, they just always sound a little rough. I don't know if it's just me or just the emissions tuning or what it is, but they're just always a little bit on the rough side to me. Let's close up my jacket. I will say, after commuting on some 60 to 70 or more horsepower motorcycles, I think the Transalp's right around 80 in the United States, there is something to be said for a little tiny bike. It is a little bit scary on the freeway, but we're not gonna, I don't know if we're gonna take the freeway the whole way home, but we'll see how it does. Especially anymore. I don't know if you guys get this where you're at, but people just are so crazy now. I was going down a road, not even on the freeway yet this morning, and this giant dually passes me, cuts me off, and then turns in front of me to get on the road. And I'm thinking like, oh, I haven't really rode this bike on the street a whole lot. Maybe I'm holding them up, and I look down and I'm doing 5 over, and it's like, what are you doing? Why are we doing that? That is a bit silly, but to each their own, I guess. Got a little Ninja over there, huh? All right. This bike would be helped out a lot by a exhaust and some of those opened up mods. I know you can do the snorkel, the air filter, the exhaust, and the secondary throttle plates if you get a tune, and it's supposed to add, I want to say, like 9 horsepower and like 4 or 5 foot-pounds of torque, which would be huge. Take that and then drop, you know, or drop or raise, you know, a little taller, just a hair taller gearing to smooth it out a bit, depending on your use case. If you're going to be more off-road or just light off-road and a little around town, or as we'll see now, even the freeway. Also on this bike, the clutch is immediate on release, whereas like my MT-07s is at the end. And with the lower torque, I have stalled this bike more than I've stalled any motorcycle in my life. I'll get over to let the ponies gallop a little bit. Also, this model does not have ABS, so keep that in mind whether you're following distances. I know the CRF does have a model with ABS. I have not rode that bike yet. I hope to eventually, because I kind of want it myself a dual sport as well. Not just, you know, ADV bike's fun, but sometimes I want to do a little light single track, and that's a lot on that bike. So riding this thing, very lightweight compared to an ADV bike. A little heavy for a dirt bike. Very narrow. It feels like once you get off Transalp, something like that, and you hop on this, it feels like you're riding a broom, like a witch. So tiny. And handling, it's a little dirt bikey. You know, it's not as, I think it's just quite as comfortable on the lean, but I haven't really pushed it a whole lot yet. No one wants to wave at the little dual sport. That's all right. So hopefully no one's getting on the freeway so I can get a little acceleration run, but it probably really doesn't matter if someone's in front of me. Just ain't really out accelerating most things. And pay no mind to the amount of miles on the odometer. We're just going to pretend it's fully broken. Close up my straps smacking around, driving me crazy. I'll deal with that in a minute. 75, 76. Look at that. She do it? Yeah. She like it? She's got some RPM she's running. I'm not gonna lie. But it is a Japanese bike. I'm sure you keep good oil in it. I'm sure you'll be fine. Is she a little windy on the freeway? Absolutely. She is a little bit scary. Luckily she's bright green. Everybody can see it pretty good. Let's try the roll on. We had about a 1/4 inch left of throttle to go, but it makes a difference. 75. So, can she do the freeway? Absolutely. Does she like it? No, she's using some RPM. I think those mods I was talking about earlier would be a major improvement. And I will be doing those at some point, but not yet, because I don't have any money. Got a million things and a million bikes I want to do, and I don't have money for any of them right now, so. Now, would this be my daily commuter on the freeway? No, it would not. I would not do that. I just don't think it's got enough get up and go, and honestly, a bike this light's kind of twitchy. Also, you know, with these kind of tires, ABS might be something I like. I know there's some guys that have done like the CRFs and rode them quite a ways, some 1,000-mile rides, and yeah, like I said, you can do all kinds of things. Do you want to? That's all up to you, right? Off-road, this is a fun little bike too. I got a couple videos out. Nothing too extreme, but she's a little tractor. Very like just chugs along. Whereas you get on like at least on my old 450 I had, that thing was like a light switch. If you weren't on the throttle, it just went blah, and just shut off on you. This does not do that. This is like just a little tractor, just chugs along. Might not do everything fast, but just about do everything. I mean, you're not doing crazy stuff unless you're an expert, but for most of us, I think it's just fine. All right, let's open up the visor, get a little airflow while we're going 2 miles an hour. Yeah. Why don't I catch back up with you in a little while? Well, that ends the freeway portion of this video. Do I recommend this bike as a freeway commuter all the time? Absolutely not. It is just, I would not be my daily choice on the freeway. And that is not that it can't go the speeds you need to go, sure. But everyone is just so aggressive anymore on the freeway. I'm going, you know, just about the speed limit, maybe a hair over, and people are passing me like I'm sitting still. It is just, that's how it goes. All right, should we give it a little underpass acceleration? Hear the noise? Yeah, that's not very good. Oh, you're not buying this bike for the exhaust sound. I think we can all agree on that one. Oh man. So, is it a little scary on the freeway on this thing? It is a little scary. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I probably won't be doing it again unless it's short runs or non-commuting times maybe. And like I said, this is no problem doing 75. I haven't had it beyond that, because that's just asking so much of this. Plus, technically, should I be going on the freeway when it's not broken in? Maybe not, right? But, what are you going to do? I will say, when I first got this from the dealership, I think I had 1 mile on it. It barely did 65. That's all. You know, I was probably being a little more easy on it too with those low miles, you know, brand new. But she was very tight. The engine was very tight. And she has gotten way smoother with this many miles. I'm sure once I get another 500 or so on, you know, getting that 1,000-mile range, she is going to be quite a bit more free feeling. So it is definitely freed up some horsepower as it broke in, surprisingly. But I mean, 26 horsepower, what do you really expect as far as, you know, every little bit is going to make a huge difference. It's just how it goes. So mods on this bike I would recommend for freeway commuting if you're going to do it. If you do all the pipe, tune, airbox, throttle plates, all that, whether that's legal in your area or not, that's not, you know, has nothing to do with me. I have no idea. You do you, how you think is appropriate. But an extra 10 horsepower, definitely. An extended range tank. I want to say we're getting like 130 to 140 miles out of it, but that's like like out of fuel. I think that would be a benefit. And then a seat. The seat is not comfortable for that kind of riding, you know. But I mean, it's based on a dirt bike, right? So, which means it's 99%. Yeah, like I said, everyone's Zoomers. Keep in mind, I am going like 8 over the speed limit too, and these people are still just not fast enough for everyone who wants to do 60 and 35. All right. See, but like I said, this bike's going to be something you stand up on the trail, so they didn't make a super cushy seat. I will be looking at a Seat Concepts, which are right here local in Idaho, comfort seat for it. That's going to help out quite a bit. How do we turn here? Normally I like to go under the overpass because they were chip sealing, but I think they got that done. So around town, this thing does excellent. It is just fine around town. It even does the freeway. It does it, you know, like I said, I was running 75. You're asking a lot of it. It doesn't have much beyond that. You're pretty much giving it all she's got. That's 100% full throttle. And you're running 7,500, 8,000 RPM. But she'll do it. Mirrors get a little buzzy at that speed. I mean, single cylinder, right? Gonna happen. But I think she's a great bike. I love this bike. Honestly, riding my 450 around was so much fun because it's just a beast. And you know, I do need to get another more small off-road bike than my Trans Out. But this thing is so low stakes. It's so much more fun in the way of you're not really like freaking out every time you do something, go up a hill or do a little something. You're not like, oh God, I got to be, you know, extra careful because this thing's going to get away from me. It's probably not going to get away from you. And that's fine. It's a blast. Well, anyways, that's all I got on this particular video. Got a little wheelie up there. I don't know who that is. None of my business. Bike sounds good. That's all I got on this particular video. So if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, share the video. Ask any questions you want about this bike. I'm gonna have a bunch more content coming out. ADV stuff, different things. You know, definitely helps me out a lot. I'm in the 360 subscriber range in just a hair over a year. So channel's growing well. You know, free for you to subscribe. I know at the end of the video, everyone's probably not here, but that's fine. All right, anyways, y'all ride safe.